When introduced, Jun Manjoume, or Chazz Princeton in the English dub, looks like the spoiled rich kid that thinks he's above most duelists in the academy until he sees Judai beat instructor Kronos in the entrance exam. He's scheming to put down Judai and values rare cards and power. After being humbled once by Judai and Misawa, Manjoume leaves Duel Academy and lets down his older brothers when it comes to dominating the dueling world. So, how is this entitled kid one of the greatest characters that Yu-Gi-Oh has to offer? Well, he's a loser. Manjoume is a member of the Manjoume group where the goal is to dominate every aspect of the world and make money. Too bad Kaiba Corp exists. Manjoume is the duelist of the brothers, and high expectations are placed on him to be the best in Duel Academy, make it to the pros, and dominate there. The first problem is that the Kaiser, Ryu Marufuji, is still enrolled and is in the same dorm. The next problem is that a late entrant named Judai demonstrated that there are other skilled duelists now at the academy. Also keeping in mind that Asuka and Misawa are in the mix as top duelists in Season 1, Manjoume has his own mountain to climb immediately. Being the best and becoming the best are two different things that he will soon realize. He takes on Judai in Episode 2 and believes he is close to winning in a duel where the anti-rule was used. To quickly explain, the anti-rule is putting your best or most valuable card on the line and the winner gets that card. The duel was cut short, but Judai reveals that his next draw was Monster Reborn, a card that would have brought back Flame Wingman and would have won him the duel. Unofficially, Manjoume is 0-1 against Judai. Manjoume has Instructor Kronos' favor and obtains rare and powerful cards for his next duel against Judai. The stakes are higher this go around as Judai can elevate to Raw Yellow with a win, and it could also damage Manjoume's reputation as a member of Obelisk Blue should he lose to Osiris Red, the bottom tier of the academy. He takes the risk and summons VWXYZ Dragon Catapult Cannon to take firm control of the duel. Judai believes in his deck and Destiny draws Transcendent Wings to pull off his Wing Karibo combo to destroy Catapult Cannon and deal near lethal damage. Judai then draws Elemental Hero Avian to close out the duel. With the humiliation of losing to Judai, the student body now laughs at Manjoume. He is forced to move seats to the Raw Yellow section and is told that he must duel Misawa. If Misawa wins and Manjoume loses, they essentially trade dorm rooms. Manjoume lets the frustration of the situation get the better of him and throws Misawa's deck into the ocean like he's Weevil Underwood. Manjoume is accused of throwing the cards into the water and tries to gaslight everyone by saying that he didn't do it, didn't need to do it, and challenges Misawa to a loser withdraws from the academy match. Misawa accepts the challenge, then reveals that he has multiple decks hidden under his school jacket. Manjoume does all he can to win the duel, but Misawa and his Water Dragon defeat Manjoume. Misawa reveals that he was using a test deck as he was trying to build a new one to defeat Judai. With 3 losses that have killed his confidence, Manjoume stays true to his word and leaves Duel Academy. After leaving, he finds his way to the Northern Academy where he meets a stranger. The stranger asks Manjoume if he seeks power and launches him out of his submarine. Manjoume then runs into a haggard-looking man that tells him that he cannot get into the North Academy without having a 40-card deck. His previous deck became unusable to water damage, and it serves as the last bit of karma for Manjoume as he attempted to do the same to Misawa. Manjoume collects his new cards through ice, snow, and port conditions. This is the first lesson for Manjoume that we see on screen. You can't expect to be at the top if you aren't willing to put in the work. Manjoume had the backing and resources of his brothers to help him get to the top academy and the best dorm. His body of work left much to be desired as he lost to a member of Osiris Red and Raw Yellow. As a member of Obelisk Blue, that should not happen, especially if you are highly touted as the best first-year student. After rebuilding his deck, Manjoume challenges the best duelist at the North Academy, but must beat everyone ranked below him in numerical order with no rest. After Manjoume runs the gauntlet, he earns the Armed Dragon cards, goes back in black to Duel Academy, and faces Judai in the Cross Duel Invitational. Before the duel, Shoji and Chosaku arrive to inform both academies that the duel will be broadcast on live television. Manjoume is reprimanded by his brothers for dropping out of Duel Academy and is provided cards to build the ultimate deck using the Manjoume Group Fortune. They need Manjoume to win to continue their pursuit of dominating all aspects of the world, especially since this will be broadcast. Manjoume feels the pressure and does have a moment of crisis in the locker room while Judai watches in the background.
俺は兄弟の落ちこぼれなんかであるはずがない。勝って勝ち続けるんだ。勝つんだ。明日も明後日もその次もその次の次も勝って勝ち抜くんだ。
Manjoume addresses everyone at the academy that believed that he deserved to be expelled, but has returned reborn as Manjoume Thunder. Manjoume duels as hard as he can and summons Armed Dragon level 7. Judai gets excited dueling with such a powerful monster, but Manjoume immediately claps back at Judai.
この張り詰めた視線を万丈目家の夢と野望を全部俺の肩に乗せたこの重い視線を俺は兄さんたちの期待に応えるためそして俺の価値を証明するためどんなことがあってもここで勇気10代お前を倒さなければならない
The two go back and forth, but Manjoume is also preoccupied watching his brothers watch him. Judai attempts to encourage Manjoume by saying that duels are meant to be fun, but he fails to understand that in this case, the duel means more than just fun. It means pride, meeting expectations, overcoming a family matter, and proving that hard work does pay off. However, Judai does understand that even though Manjoume was dueling with him, his primary targets were Shoji and Chosaku. Judai summons Flame Wingman and reduces Armed Dragon level 7's attack points to deal damage and wins off the remaining burn damage. Manjoume fails again, but his hard work is recognized by Judai. While Manjoume's brothers chastise him for losing the duel, his former classmates back him and explain that Manjoume proved his mettle as a duelist. Manjoume lost, but he lost in a way that he could take pride in. Both schools chant his Thunder nickname after the awesome duel, and Manjoume decides to stay at Duel Academy. Because he missed so many classes in the 3 months that he was gone, Manjoume is admitted as the new member of the Osiris Red Dorm. Manjoume is later informed that Duel Academy is to be bought out by the Manjoume group if a student representative loses a duel against Chosaku. The brothers get on the line and state the terms. Manjoume must duel with monsters that have 500 attack points or fewer as a handicap, while Chosaku uses the cards that were offered to Manjoume before his duel with Judai. With a bit of help from Judai, Manjoume finds where weak cards have been tossed aside in a well outside of the academy, and it is revealed that Manjoume can also see dual spirits apart from Ojama Yellow. He finds the other 2 Ojama cards and quickly develops a love-hate relationship with them. Manjoume gathers enough weak cards for the duel and uses a stall strategy to fill his graveyard with monsters to use Chaos Necromancer's ability and wins the duel. Manjoume proves that he can learn from his losses. Instead of continuing to rely on beatdown strategies, he adjusts to the strengths of his deck instead of forcing it to play to his own. He strengthens his bond with the Ojamas and includes them in his main deck to create a mash of Unions, Armed Dragons, and Ojamas. Manjoume's growth in Season 1 is due to being humbled by those he perceived to be weaker than him. The losses only made him stronger, and he receives the acknowledgement of being a great duelist as he is selected as part of the 7 duelists to protect the keys to the Sacred Beasts. Early on, Judai takes a starring role as he defeats 3 of the first 7, but Manjoume also has a chance to shine. After some brief shenanigans, Manjoume defeats Don Zalug with Ojama King and what I think needs to be censored for YouTube to not hit me with terms and conditions. GX is weird and you can't convince me otherwise. He is also one of 3 to successfully defeat a member of the 7 stars. His only loss comes at the hands of Daitokuji, and he is taken hostage to continue Judai's own journey of growth. More on that in a separate video. I like to tease. I am a YouTuber after all. After they are saved by Judai, Manjoume recognizes that he has feelings for Asuka and feels the need to confess them. He gets the go-ahead from Fubuki, but stupidly grabs all the keys that were defended and puts them on the line for a love duel. Lil Bro could not just ask her out normally. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! After all. To be fair, Headmaster Samajima hid the keys to demon beasts that can destroy the world inside of a flower pot. Wisdom is chasing him, but Samajima is faster. Manjoume is oblivious to the fact that Asuka is attracted to his dorm mate and loses the duel. As cheesy as it is, he put himself out there and let his feelings fly. Sometimes you have to try at the cost of being rejected, especially in high school. The remaining part of the season focuses on Judai defeating Kagemaru and dueling against Ryu at the graduation duel. Manjoume does provide some comedic relief as he is smacked in the face multiple times by a flying backpack, so that's neat. Season 2 picks right back where Season 1 left off, and the slice of life hijinks continue. Here Manjoume faces the man in the mirror and duels his junior that shared his mindset from the year prior. The newbie says that he grew up respecting the type of duelist Manjoume was. Elite and powerful. Manjoume uses his Union monsters, but the majority of the duel showcases his Ojamas. The kid is angry at Manjoume for using a lousy deck and says he understands that Manjoume deserves to be an Osiris Red for being trash. Manjoume agrees that Red is trash, but in an endearing way. He reasons that he learned in Osiris Red as not just a member of the bottom of the barrel, but as the layer beneath it, what he could not up high in Obelisk Blue. You need to crawl your way out of hell to walk out the other side a more complete person. Manjoume closes out the duel with his Ojamas to defeat the Warrior's Toolbox deck. It isn't until after Edo and Saio become a larger part of Duel Academy where things pick up and Manjoume faces his next challenge. Manjoume and the others witness Judai lose to Edo where he is completely outclassed. During a training session against Manjoume, Judai can't see his cards. In his own way, Manjoume tries to pick up Judai and help him move on from the loss.
こんなところにいやがった。授業ぐらい出ろ。それでなくても、お前はデュエルが下手でしょうがないんだ。一日でもサボれば、それだけこの万丈目様との差が大きくなる。そうかな。いい加減に答えるな。そんなこと思ってもいないだろ。イラつけ。調子狂うんだよ。お前がそんな風にうじうじしてると。おい。It isn't enough as Judai leaves Duel Academy and everyone goes out looking for him. Manjoume is out at night and runs into Saio. He challenges Manjoume to a duel and picks apart his insecurities. Stop that! 運命を見通したとき、停滞。このデッキはあなたのこれまでの運命、あなたが望む運命のデッキを構築してあげよう。
正直に言わないとね。
あなたが望むことを。そう俺は
Saio deduces that Manjoume is afraid of being in the shadow of Judai and questions if Manjoume is okay with being weak. Manjoume continues to crack and finally admits that he wants to beat Judai. This is all the Light of Destruction needed, as it now has firm control over Manjoume and converts him to the Society of Light. After donning the white robes, Manjoume begins championing all white everything. Food needs to be white, milk needs to be drank, walls need to be painted white, and everyone should embrace more light. Manjoume approaches Edo and asks if he had accepted the Society of Light. Edo is confused as he has no clue what Manjoume is talking about, and this plants a seed of doubt into Edo. Manjoume continues representing the Society of Light and takes on the entire Obelisk Blue dorm to indoctrinate them all. When Asuka and the gang go see the dorm, they find it completely painted white with Manjoume on his throne. Asuka ain't having that and challenges Manjoume to a duel. Unlike their love duel, Manjoume focuses on a beatdown strategy and has his hand completely open. By choice. Asuka can easily see what Manjoume will play, but Manjoume has complete confidence that the light will aid him. Manjoume brings out his armed dragons and plays around Asuka's trap cards. Asuka believes that she has Manjoume in check, but Manjoume summons Armed Dragon level 10 and equips it with White Veil, making it unaffected by back row. Asuka is overcome by the light and Manjoume closes out the game with White Armed Dragon level 10. After the duel, Asuka is accepted into the Society of Light. The duo follow Saio's orders and have Judai dueling some randoms before they ultimately make the trip to Domino City. Manjoume takes a backseat during this event, but is still the clear number 2 behind Saio. He follows Saio's orders and has Judai and Edo go to a VR room to duel against Saio's sister, Mizuchi. Afterwards, Manjoume continues defeating duelists to indoctrinate them into the Society of Light, and takes on Misawa in their first duel since early in Season 1. Misawa has Magic Cylinder set and can win the duel, but chooses not to so that he may be accepted into the Society. After the duel, Asuka says that she noticed some weak cards in Manjoume's deck.
確かに言われてみれば、なぜ俺はこんな弱小カードを入れてるんだ。
Manjoume looks at the Ojamas and throws them out. After the Gen X tournament is announced, Manjoume is a top participant and beats down both students and pros. He challenges Judai to a duel to finally beat him while they are both at their best.
お邪魔三兄弟、はっきりと思い出せない。そういえば俺はなぜここに来たんだ。なぜこの部屋にいる。ダメだ、思い出せない。いや、それだけじゃない。数日前のこともどうして。なぜか、黒を見てると心が落ち着く。
Judai tries to help Manjoume snap out of Saio's control by using the Ojama cards that he had abandoned. Judai does his best to continuously summon or re-summon the Ojamas, with Yellow looking the most bruised. Manjoume demands to know why Judai is going out of his way to summon trash back onto the field.
万丈目、お前の制服はそれじゃない。お前の制服は薄汚れたシミを持った人間。だが、俺は知っている。そのシミのしぶとさを、頑固汚れの強さを。たとえ周囲が潔癖を求めようと、あえて俺はなろう。それを汚す薄汚れたシミに。そうだ、そいつらが俺に教えてくれた。ダメな兄貴。まさかお前正気に戻ったのか。貴様、俺のデッキを盗んだな。
Manjoume realizes that he feels at home with the color black and trash as he associates it with what he's been through. He's stained and dirty. But the continuous motivation to improve trash is what fulfills him. Manjoume sees the value in his cards and has grown fond of them. That, or he just likes having a musty-ass jacket. He breaks free from Saio's control and resumes the duel with Judai. Manjoume switches graves with Judai and uses Ojama Hurricane to clear the field, but it results in his defeat. The card he had destroyed deals burn damage when destroyed, and Judai recognizes that some losses are worth more than wins. Even though he is defeated, Judai does not accept the Gen X medals as he believes that Manjoume was not dueling in the right state of mind. Even so, Manjoume is now 0-3 against Judai. After getting his head straight, Manjoume continues as comic relief with how he interacts with the rest of the cast. I will take this moment to show appreciation for this version of a Yu-Gi-Oh rival. Manjoume is a serious duelist, but unlike Kaiba or Jack Atlas, we will get to 5Ds eventually, I promise. Manjoume is the butt of a lot of jokes. Everyone has a silly side, and it's no different when it comes to teenagers that are growing into adulthood. More on that later. While Judai and Edo carry on the main plot, Manjoume takes the lead in the Gen X tournament and takes on the Society of Light students along with his fanboys. The final match of the tournament is Manjoume vs. Rei, an elementary school kid that had a brief appearance in Season 1.
Grown up since then. The name is Blair. Who are you?
Tell her, boys! The Chazz! Jazzman! Jazzberry Pie! The Jazzmanian Devil! Chazz Alright, I think she gets the point.
Manjoume wins the duel with his signature Ojama combo and is officially crowned the winner of the Gen X tournament. Throughout the season, Manjoume continues his growth as he faces his own insecurities. The thought of being inferior to his rival or not reaching his potential was the crux of his arc. Manjoume shows that he has the ability as a member of the Society of Light, but it isn't until he learns that power comes from trash, or more accurately, from the underappreciated abilities in dueling. He continues to embrace his own potential and breaks from the Society of Light with the end result being a champion.
Manjoume Thunder!
Season 3 is when things begin to take a much more serious tone. After the introduction of Johan, Jim, O'Brien, Amon, and Cobra, there is an exhibition match between Judai and Johan to show off the disc duel format. Each student must participate in a duel, but some students begin collapsing after the duels begin. Manjoume feels some type of way with Amon and eventually challenges him to a duel. The fun part about the duel is that Manjoume elaborately set up glass panes for each duelist to stand on, with helicopters carrying them above a body of water where the loser is plunged to it and at best swims back to land. The not so fun part is why Manjoume feels the way he does about Amon. Manjoume explains that he cannot stand those that have had comfortable lives the entire time and are unwilling to go through hardships.
マンチョウメ君、君は静かに横たわり、空に浮かぶ雲を見ていればいい。死は穏やかに、しかし確実に君に訪れる。
こんなお坊ちゃんにこの俺様が負けるというのか。
He further says that he had to be knocked down and crawled through hell to get back to a respectable level. Amon corrects Manjoume and reveals that he was an orphan that was dying in the middle of the desert before being saved and adopted. Amon had to live up to the expectations of the Garam family and did everything in his power to do so. With this revelation, Amon tells Manjoume that he still has no idea about what true suffering really is. To his credit, Amon is right. Manjoume talks about walking through hell when the reality is that he was only humbled by those that he believed were weaker than him. It is correct that Manjoume had been pressured by his family, but it does not compare to literal life or death scenarios. Manjoume's limited viewpoint is still his biggest flaw, as he believed that he had already been through the worst of times. He needed another person to share their personal experiences in order to grow further. Amon closes out the duel with his Cloudians and sends Manjoume plummeting to the water. He takes the loss on the chin, but the effect of the disc duel takes its toll on Manjoume and he needs to be taken to the infirmary. Manjoume is not present for the duel between Judai and Cobra, but is awake when the school is teleported to the different dimension. There, Manjoume takes the lead to defend the school food supply so that it is not exhausted by impatient or rioting students. While defending the food storage, Manjoume is confronted by a dueling zombie and wins, but he is quickly overrun by tens of others after dueling non-stop. After losing, Manjoume himself becomes a dueling zombie. Manjoume plays an antagonistic role for the remainder of this arc, but is returned to normal after Johan and Rainbow Dragon return everyone back to their original dimension. After a week, Manjoume and the rest of the group are gathered at Osiris Red and are worried about Judai. Samejima explains the relationship between Judai and Yubel. Knowing that Johan is missing, everyone is quick to think that Judai will do whatever he can to rescue him. Their gut feelings are correct, and they all go to Judai after Misawa says that there is a chance for a portal to open. When they all meet up with Judai, Judai tells them to stay behind. Manjoume angrily approaches Judai and is ready to beat some sense into him. Was Judai right to tell them to stay behind? Sure. Was Manjoume correct for wanting to put belt to ass? Yes. Yes, he was. At this point in the series, Manjoume and the rest of Judai's friends have shared around 2.5 years together. Manjoume in particular was the most dependable out of the entire friend group, as he defeated a member of the 7 Stars in Season 1, and proved to be the most capable as he was able to convert multiple students to the Society of Light. Evil, yes, but he defeated them during the Gen X tournament in Season 2. Manjoume took a proactive role to protect the limited food supplies, and was only converted to a dueling zombie because he was overrun by dozens of other duelists. Manjoume considers Judai his rival, but that doesn't make him any less his friend. When his friend decides he's going to do something reckless, like going to a foreign world alone with no plan, no way to return, or no way to contact support, Manjoume wants to help. The same way that Judai was there to provide support to Manjoume against his brothers and for bringing him back from the light of destruction, Manjoume is there for Judai. After words of encouragement by everyone, Judai and the rest travel to the different dimension. It doesn't take long for everyone to realize that they're not in the same place as before. Everyone regroups after Judai had rushed off on his own, and they all pass through their first gate in the Dark World. There, Judai takes on a member of the Dark World army, and it is revealed to everyone else that the loser of a duel dies. With this in mind, Manjoume and the others are reasonably more cautious, as they cannot approach duels like they did during Seasons 1 and 2. There are actual stakes where they will suffer actual consequences. Unfortunately, Judai goes off on his own again, and Manjoume and company try going after him. They are caught far behind where Manjoume is the first to be alerted to the enemy's presence. Everyone is captured and are used to torment Judai psychologically as Zur threatens to murder them in front of Judai. With the situation looking desperate, Freed arrives in time to help Judai win the duel, but it's at the cost of his own life. After Freed passes on, Manjoume and the others are marked by negative emotions and they all begin to feel them towards Judai. Judai, in a fit of fury, decides to duel more of the Dark World army while the others wait for him. Manjoume actively talks down Judai, but this is different compared to the usual roasting he gives him. Manjoume is angry at Judai for being so reckless in the Dark World and that his sole focus is saving Johan instead of approaching it carefully and with his friends. It becomes even more apparent to Manjoume as Judai rushes off on his own and leaves everyone behind. Manjoume calls Judai stupid, with the rest of the gang also being affected by the negative emotions and are soon caught by the Dark World army. This time, the capture is much more brutal, with everyone getting knocked out. When Manjoume wakes up, his first sight is seeing Judai duel. With everything that had happened, Judai's primary focus was dueling to save Johan. Manjoume was not aware of the circumstances, but still berates him.
10代のバカ野郎！そんなお前に友情なんぞを感じて一緒にやる気になっちまった俺たちの方がバカだったんだ！
Because of the current game state, Manjoume is ultimately sacrificed to help create the super polymerization card. For the remainder of the season, Judai sees visions of his friends dying and it causes tremendous pain for him. Towards the end of the season, Manjoume communicates with Sho, revealing that not everyone had died, but were stuck in darkness. Judai ultimately saves everyone and they are all returned to their dimension. While his role in Season 3 is reduced, Manjoume continues to prove his mettle and worth. He has grown to be a reliable friend to Judai and will not let him rush off recklessly despite Judai's hard-headedness. Judai feels guilty for the apparent death of his friends, and part of it is recognizing that Manjoume was right. Manjoume in this role serves as a reminder to Judai that his friends matter, and decisions must be made for the benefit of the entire group.
みんなと会えたら伝えてほしい。迷惑をかけてごめんって。
Season 4 provides closure to Manjoume's growth arc throughout the series. Despite him being humbled multiple times by different duelists, Manjoume is still seen as a top duelist with his return to Obelisk Blue, and Samajima and Kronos asking him and Asuka to investigate what is going on with the cards. Manjoume takes the lead, and it is revealed that Agents of Darkness have entered into their dimension due to all of the previous conflicts from the last 3 seasons. Manjoume does not have a prominent role in this conflict, but still receives his flowers. When making his rounds for Pro League sponsorship, Manjoume receives a sea of rejection letters. He is encouraged to become Edo's assistant so that he can learn from a pro and understand what he needs to do to become a pro duelist himself. Manjoume catches a glimpse of Edo forcing himself to practice despite his hand injury, and this is the motivation that Manjoume needed. He pushes himself to match the same effort and becomes Edo's top assistant. He's entrusted with a suitcase that has a valuable card in it, but it is stolen overnight after Manjoume had finished cleaning and organizing the card storage. Manjoume is once again knocked down a peg as Edo punches blood in the face, and he is reprimanded for losing the card. A TV executive approaches Manjoume to participate in a live duel while Edo meets with the president. What the TV exec doesn't tell Manjoume is that he will be dueling in an Ojama cosplay, and he's meant to treat it as a comedy duel. His opponent is Judai, but specifically Season 4 Judai, where he goes all out to win duels as quickly as possible. Manjoume holds his own and correctly reads Judai's plays to set up a game-winning move with his set trap card. Manjoume realizes that he's gotten this far due to understanding the value in every card and believing in his deck. The TV exec asks Manjoume to throw the duel for ratings, and Manjoume begrudgingly does so. After the duel, Judai walks up to him and tells him how disappointed he is in him. Afterwards, Manjoume is fired by Edo. Despite the newfound clout, Manjoume feels empty at how he achieved it and looks for Edo. He finds him at an orphanage, and Emeralda explains that Edo spent most of his time there. She also explains that he is to duel Manjoume in a live duel, and if Edo doesn't agree to the duel, the orphanage would be shut down. Manjoume and Edo learn that it is a staged duel that Manjoume will win, but Manjoume is counting on Judai's help to find the stolen card and expose the situation. Judai finds the card, exposes the TV exec, and motivates Manjoume to duel using his own power. Manjoume goes blow for blow with Edo with his armed dragon cards, but closes out the duel with his ace, Ojama Yellow. With Manjoume having impressive showings against both Judai and Edo, calls are made to Duel Academy to sponsor Manjoume. After the season escalates with darkness approaching, Manjoume is defeated by Truman and is sucked into darkness. The nightmare that he continues to live out is a losing effort against another duelist in the Pro League. Loss after loss, Manjoume makes an illegal draw out of desperation and is disqualified from the duel. Manjoume is relieved as the DQ was a different outcome and he can finally rest. However, Manjoume continues to relive the humiliation of losing the duel. Because of this, Manjoume begins to crack and slowly loses himself to darkness. He accepts that his future is bleak. It is not until Judai reaches out to everyone and asks them to remember the joy, the happiness, and friendship with their cards and duel spirits to bring them back from the darkness. Manjoume reflects on this and remembers that he has lost before and will lose again, but that will not stop him from trying, and it will not stop him from getting back up. Manjoume accepts his future and returns from the darkness. Manjoume's overall character arc is one of survival, humility, and the will to get back up. The emphasis on losing helps push forth his successes, as he had to work hard to become a better person on his own personal journey to adulthood. Manjoume was never the best duelist in the series, but he was always the craftiest. He found a place to use union cards, armed dragons, and most notably, the Ojamas to win duels or keep pace with duelists. Manjoume is the embodiment of getting knocked down but always getting back up. I fully relate to the character, as I am constantly knocked down due to an actual disability. I have epilepsy, and every time it feels like things are going well, like a promotion, a new job, reducing debts, or providing a better life for my family, the seizures come back and leave me bedridden while gaining more medical debt and an unstable financial position. But just like Manjoume, I find a way to crawl back from hell, from the layer beneath the bottom of the barrel, and get back up. Manjoume is Yu-Gi-Oh's greatest loser for this reason alone. Failure and failure did not define him. Loss after loss did not hinder him. It pushed him to work harder and become a more complete person. This is why he earns the title of not just the greatest loser, but
ならば見せてやる。落ちこぼれの意地を。プロになるなら自力で、そしていつか俺が万丈目グループにふさわしいデュエリストになった時、俺は兄者たちにこれまでの恩を返すんだ。俺は血の滲むような努力でデュエルアカデミアナンバー1の地位にカムバックした。俺はお茶万丈目なんかじゃない。俺様は万丈目サンダーだ。